Hey guys, Paul here, broadcasting from my motel room in the Super 8 in Middletown, New York. I'm in my hometown. I wanted to do some sessions in the cemetery, in the old family house, but it's been extremely hot here. The kind of humidity you can bottle when you go outside. Not to mention, I did go to the local cemetery last night and was just bombarded uh, with mosquitoes and deer flies, so that was not pleasant. Um, Maybe I'll attach that short clip to the end of this video. It was only a couple of minutes. I had to go right back to the car. It was just atrocious with the humidity, and I had like 10 mosquitoes on my legs, deer flies in my, on my hair. It was just insane. So unfortunately, I didn't get to do any sessions on this trip, but I wanted to make this video and talk about just some minor changes I'm going to be making to the channel. And, I hope you can all hear me okay. I have different headphones. I don't have my regular ones with the mic. This has a built-in mic, but it's one of those little slits, right over here somewhere. So I hope you're hearing me okay. And also, don't mind if I look disheveled a little bit. Working in an extremely hot house for quite a few hours with no air conditioning. Uh, that'll certainly take some wind out of your sails. So it was a very hot, grimy, just nasty day. And again, due to all that, I didn't really get any sessions done. But nonetheless, um, the minor changes I want to make to the channel, as most of you know who have tuned into my channel for any length of time, you know that I'm interested in all aspects of the paranormal, whether it's ghosts, spirits, angels, high celestial beings, extraterrestrials, cryptids. I'm very much interested in all of that. And I've used ITC research to try to connect with a lot of these various beings, over the years that I've been doing this. And I put some videos on the channel, and some of them were pretty interesting, to say the least. So I want to get back to doing that more regularly. Um, of course, doing the cemeteries and the spirits, and the sessions with the running water and all of that type of thing, but also putting a little more time into extraterrestrials, angels, high celestials, things of that nature. I think for the channel, I guess if I could put it this way, if you could see me in real life going out and exploring the paranormal, you would see that it's varied. One time it might be UFOs, another time spirits, another time angels, or whatever the case may be. So it's a variety of things. If you're a fly on the wall watching me in real life with my ITC and paranormal research, my spiritual interests. So I thought it would be better to bring a little bit more of that to the channel, so this doesn't get just redundant for you guys. It's not redundant for me because behind the scenes, away from YouTube, away from the camera, there's much more to my practice than what is seen here, on the channel. So I want to bring that to the channel, not only for my own records and documentations of things when they're interesting, but also for you, the viewers, to have a variety of sessions to look at, not just the same kind of ones over and over again. I also, when I had podcasts in the back, or in the past rather, I used to have guests on the show that would talk about various spiritual things. So I do want to get back to having some guests on the show, interviewing people that have had certain paranormal encounters, or whether they're mediums or channelers or had a unique experience, or paranormal researchers who have uh, connected with some of these other beings in the cosmos, in the spiritual dimensions. So I want to bring a variety of things to the channel, keep it interesting for me and also for you. I'm also, in doing that, I'm going to, pardon the the bubbling up of gas I just ate like mere minutes ago. Uh, in doing that, bringing this variety to the channel, rather than just have it be so one dimensional. And sometimes it's easy to get trapped in that in YouTube or podcasting, because the viewing audience generally only wants to see you do one thing or talk about one subject. They don't like the variety. But I think that's unfair to those of us who have, um, broader interests, um, want to engage in things that are just beyond one topic, one subject matter. So I think the variety of sessions is important for myself and also for you. Also, I was going to say that a little ways back, about a year ago or so, I had the channel. I called it "In Search of Para-Urantian Phenomenon." Now, I named this after a book that I read, a text. It's a spiritual text, philosophy, spirituality, religion, called the Urantia book. If you dig down in the queue of my videos, you'll see some videos about that, what it is, how I came across it, how what the Urantia book teaches, how some of it is very much in line with spiritualism. It's a very interesting book, and it has a very wide cosmology in this book. I'm not gonna get into what it is exactly, or how I came across it. Uh, Started reading it and why I relate to certain things in it. I'll just say, go back in the queue down a ways, you'll find videos about it, scattered here and there, on the channel, and be able to catch up a little bit with some of that information. But um, the channel was called for a while "In Search of Para-Urantian Phenomenon," and I called it that because it was based on kind of the notion of the wide cosmology taught in the Urantia book. So many different categories of angels, life on other planets, um, all these different beings, beings called midway creatures, who are between, angels and humans. And I have some sessions here on the channel, trying to connect with the midway beings. And those were very interesting, that I did. I think it was last summer. If you go back and look at those, very interesting sessions, and I explain what a midway creature is in those videos. So it's kind of based it on my interest in the philosophy of the Urantia book, um, and also the wide cosmology that it teaches. And there's a lot of beings mentioned in that text that could be experimented with to see if there's success in connecting with them. I'm not going to make it so much looking to contact beings directly from the Urantia book, although I'm sure I'll make that a part of what I do, part of my experiments. The proof is in the pudding, as I always say. Um, and I'll explain those and what they are and all of that, when that time comes. Uh, but really calling, going back to, um, calling the show In Search of Para-Urantian Phenomenon. Um, it just speaks of my interest and my belief in a broader, wider cosmology and interconnectedness of the spirit world and the physical world. Now, in doing this, also, I'm not pushing any writings, I'm not pushing any religion, I'm not pushing any beliefs. Um, for me, the Urantia book, I'll just say this: even if it was a complete work of fiction, I think it's a book that contains a very interesting and probably more accurate depiction of God and the universe and angels and even people like Jesus, than any other text we have. It resonates, and one day I'll retell the story. Um, how I came across it, and how when I started reading it, I was like, wow, I always thought about that, and I hypothesized about this. Excuse me. There was a lot there, and a lot of people have those experiences. But it's not pushing that text or pushing its philosophy. It's just really for me and my interests. That way of saying this is an exploration of a greater cosmos, a greater spirit world, a greater mystery than the confines of our religions usually teach. So that's what In Search of Para-Urantian Phenomenon is all about for me. So for me, it's just an OCD thing, the name of the channel or anything like that needs to coincide with the idea that I have behind, the channel, the poem, the book, whatever the case may be. So right now, after much deliberation in the direction I want to take the channel in search of Para-Urantian phenomenon, seems to be something that just fits. Like I said, this is still a channel of the paranormal, the supernatural, the otherworldly, but we're adding to that the interdimensional, the interplanetary, and just a bigger picture of everything, because that's who I am as someone interested in the spiritual and the paranormal, finding truth. As the old show said, the truth is out there, and it's not often given to us in our packaged religions. Um, I've experienced things, I've seen things, I've interacted with things that are beyond the scope of religion, and all religion can say is, well, that was the devil, that was a demon, that was a jinn, that was whatever. And I think those arguments get very tired when you know that it wasn't. And that's all I'll say about that. So, expanding the horizons of the research, expanding the horizons of the sessions, bringing a little more real life to the channel rather than just posting the graveyard, spirit, ghosty sessions that I do here for you guys, parting the curtain a little bit more on my research and looking at a bigger picture. So from here on out, welcome to In Search of Para-Urantian Phenomenon, and I will see you all soon with a new session, a new video, and we'll see what we can uncover in this big, mysterious world and universe that we live in. Love and light to all, and I'll see you soon.